right off the bat, I go into this aisle, and I already showed you all this, where that guy was looking at a girl thing with a model on it, and then he looked at a dog one, and even looked at a Bob Ross one, and then at the same time I was explaining that those books, the girl book, and then the dog book is something about gloves. They want me to think that family, and they literally put this book a little bit differently than all the other ones, and they put this book differently too, with the red hair and the girls. They want me to think I'm like an insect because I'm making them feel like insects, like I talk about. And then I look over here, and I can explain how all this makes sense. But if you see my video before, I could explain how this all makes more than enough sense for you to believe. Right here, they want me to go down and say me, my first bedtime storybook, and see how it's slightly placed differently, like these other ones. All these books, believe it or not, are placed exactly the same except for a couple of them, and they all have a common theme: a girl with red hair, and it's placed slightly differently to the side. This one, I need a new butt, placed slightly out of whatever. That's not normal. Placed slightly to the side. It was more like this before I had to touch it. But still, it was like that kind of before I had to touch it. But that shouldn't be that important. And you're my little bug, sight words, they want me to think like I'm their little bug because I had Robert LaFleur call Hayden Lonsdale his little bug to keep him faith through all this experience. I know it sounds crazy, don't click off. And then slightly books the different, there's girls on it. And right when I was talking about this stuff, where they had, imagine if you thought that people were coming after you, trying to pretend to be your family, trying to make you into a little girl and a dog and putting gloves everywhere, and then all of a sudden you see a book about a dog and a glove, and it says family for beginners, and there's a girl with red hair on it. Wouldn't that freak you out? And then this book is placed slightly differently, and there's a girl with red hair on it. See, wouldn't it be like this? Wouldn't it be like this? Some put it back like this. Some put it back just like this, like all the other ones. Like, I'm like a crime scene investigator. And this guy over here was looking at stuff, and he looked at, I saw him looking at stuff where he put something, it looked like a model he put in this thing, and there's something about a dog, and then he tapped the Mickey Mouse thing and put it here. And then now it just says Bob Ross, because they're trying to convince me that they're God. I know it sounds crazy, but just bear with me with this. And Resolute Justice, that's kind of normal, but it's also this too. This one's different. See how it's like placed differently? Imagine, and this happened before. This wasn't normal before. All of a sudden, I start seeing people with red hair everywhere. I start seeing gloves everywhere. I start seeing people trying to target me because they know that I'm Jesus Christ. You really have to understand what's going on here. Let's just use another example. What if you thought, say you're a girl, and you thought that people were trying to pretend to be your family, and you had blue hair, and you started seeing people with blue hair everywhere. You started seeing, people started putting, shoes everywhere, started seeing shoes everywhere. And say that you thought, hey, that shoe doesn't look normal. And it was on the ground. And then all of a sudden you thought that it was the same people that are after you. You start seeing shoes everywhere. This isn't normal. Imagine if you were a girl with blue hair, and I don't know, another analogy. Say you started seeing books and stuff placed differently. Say a book that I don't know. This should be enough for you. This should be enough for everyone to understand what I'm talking about. Look at the common themes. And believe it or not, they do weird stuff like that. They're just trying to get close to me. Make me feel uncomfortable. This matches up. There's a guy literally here looking at, the first thing he grabbed was a girl model, and then something about with a dog on it, and then he put this here. Color reveal. Kids, skill builder. It's like they're talking to me in some weird language that shouldn't exist. And then one time I said, this was after all this, and one time I said the books are arranged differently, and there was one book like this, than one book called Missing. They might even have it. This is a different Walmart, by the way. I don't know if any of you noticed. This is a different Walmart. This is not the same one. This one's about 4 or 5 miles away from the other one. No, like 7 or 8. And there was another book here, and I flipped it up, and it said Missing. Then it said it was this one. So yeah, it was Family for Beginners, and the other one said Missing because they want to think I was missing, and that should go back to Robert LaFleur, who I'll explain who he is on the other videos. A bunch of crazy stuff happens. I mean, would you think that's normal? If you think that's normal, you're probably one of them. Because that's not normal. I mean, I don't think so. Imagine being paranoid about people trying to turn you into a baby or a girl, and you notice there's something going on with action figures and dolls, and all of a sudden you are walking by an aisle and you see a baby carriage with a dog in it, and another day you see a car seat with a unicorn in it and a stuffed animal in it. It's all tucked in. You don't think that's creepy? Like a haunted Walmart? Like a bad omen? Do you not understand how that's crazy? Like, if you really think about everything all at once and understand what's going on, I'm pretty sure you can fill in everything on your own. It's not like I just walked into Walmart in Miami and said, oh, look at this, is crazy. It's like it happened to me. It was like a wave coming. And then I used my psychological prowess and knowledge to try and draw them out even more, because they think that I'll look schizophrenic. They think that I'll literally just be nothing but schizophrenic. I tried to make look, they think that I could literally, that I'll think that they're my family. They think that I'll actually get amnesia because I'm so psychologically traumatized when I'm really not. I'm not even kidding. They don't understand. Like the Art of War, they think I'll cave in and believe in them. They think that eventually they'll think that I'll think that they're scary, and I'll just do whatever they say and want. And it follows the same thing. The guy there was a Spider-Man outfit and the Cable outfit. If you saw a Spider-Man outfit here, doesn't that match up? I mean, doesn't that not match up? Matches up with the other things I'm talking about. I always said, people might think I'm like Spider-Man taking my own pictures. Like, what do they think? I'm working with that guy? I'm not working with that guy. That's what makes us creepy. I need someone to send this to a conspiracy theorist. Send this to someone who, like, literally actually can investigate this with me. And I don't know if you see my other videos, and now he's just like standing right there. Think about it. It's like, I need someone to understand how crazy this is. No one else thinks this is crazy? You must all be one of them. I mean, not one person. If I was gonna say you must be as dumb as a dog. I mean, it's insane to me that no humans, I mean, even if you don't want to think I'm Jesus, even if you don't want to think I'm a genius, even if you don't want to believe some of the stuff I say, put yourself in my shoes for a minute. Take that log out of your own eye. Don't judge me and my voice. It doesn't matter what I sound like, especially when I get colds all the time because I'm talking all day trying to report and everything and whatever. I mean, they'll always do it. The girls with red hair everywhere. Imagine you said, I'm seeing people with blue hair everywhere. And then 2 weeks later, it's like you see 1 out of 10 people with blue hair in an area where they shouldn't have. Like I said, the video with the chickens, I said there was a cat happened to me walking by, and like a bunch of like random chickens, 2 like flocks of like chickens and a rooster. That's more normal than this. I'd say it's more normal if you saw a rooster and a cat walk by you where you live. It would be more normal. This isn't normal. This is crazy. And it's like, I don't understand how no one would want to investigate this. I put this on conspiracy theories and on Reddit, and a bunch of people said schizophrenia, get help. I think people aren't connecting dots right there. I feel my storage unit literally says Holmes underneath the lock. Like Sherlock Holmes. There's license plates that say CSI around here, all over the place. That say JDB, like job, and I've connected the dots. It's my job to connect the dots. And it's like, I want other people to help me connect the dots too. Because this is not normal. I don't think this is normal. Prove it to me. Prove to me that if you were in my position, you would think the same thing. I mean, that you wouldn't think the same thing. Books, all these books are like not rearranged, except for the ones that have to do with women and girls with red hair and strange, like almost subliminal stuff. And imagine you're going to the store to report on someone saying something like this. Say you're right here talking about someone pretending to be me and my family. They're pretending to be me and my family. And I'm talking about how they want me to be a little girl and a dog based on the body language of these books and what's been going on, what I know about them. Then all of a sudden there's a guy next to you that is literally buying something like this, but it's just a girl on it. And then it's like this, but it's a dog on it. And then all of a sudden, they think I told them, like, Robert Fur, Bob. I explained why Bob means something to me. And they put Bob there. And also, he tapped, before he did that, he tapped this Mickey Mouse book. Colorativity, like creativity, colorativity. That's what they would want me to think of. The books where it literally said, not Billie Eilish, the Marilyn Monroe. And right next to it said creativity. And then the books were all regularly arranged, except for 3 books. Five Nights at Freddy's was next to it, too. Is that, if you were thinking about people trying to make you into a girl and trying to make you see some weird subliminal messages, would you not think that's crazy? I would think it's insane. So, help me do all this. And then this book is different, too. Like, looks, but it's all the books are slightly tilted, and every single book that's slightly tilted, or everything that's slightly tilted, is next to something with red hair. And I'll go through it for you, just so you can see it all at once. And it even says, they're trying to make it look like it says me right there. And you have to understand, they think that I'll sound schizophrenic. They're like Morlocks. They don't understand how this is going to incriminate them. And I'm tricking them into exposing themselves so that I can prove that they're real by making myself look much weaker and dumber and human than I really am. These books, they weren't different today, but still. And there's a bunch of these stuff, and this was different too. Girl with red hair right there. Crazy stuff. Oh, this one was different. All tilted slightly to the left, or like this. You know, like that, or like this. I mean, stuff like this, that book missing, Noah Roberts, they want me to think all this crazy subliminal stuff. Tell me if this was happening to you, you wouldn't be putting it on YouTube or something.